Hi and welcome to another tutorial on Unity. Today we're going to see what is the difference between the start function and the awake function. Welcome to Vynix Studio. Let's start making games. Now, both the functions are called when a game object is created for the first time in a scene, and both the functions are called just once during the game object's lifetime. Now, there are some minute difference between the start and the awake functions that you should know so that you can use them effectively in your game. Now, the major difference is the order of execution. The awake function is called before the start function. Actually, awake is the very first function that is called when a game object is set to active. Also, awake function is called even if the script is disabled. That means if your game object is active and the script is disabled, your awake function will still be called, but your start function will not be called. The third and the last difference between these two is start function can be delayed and awake cannot be. Now we have a scene in front of us and it has three game objects, and all the three game objects have a script attached to it, and inside the script we're just using the start function to display a log saying G1 is called, G2 is called, and G3 is called. So if I go ahead and play the game, so you can see all three start functions are called. Now, if I disable the script of G3 and G2 and clear my console and play the game, so you can see only G1 is called. And if I disable the game object of G1 and enable the script of G2, so if I play the game, so you can see only G2 is called. So that means for the start function to be called, both the game object and the script should be active. Now let's go ahead and change all the start functions to awake functions. Awake and awake. Awake. So let's save the scripts. Okay, go back to Unity. Now let me enable the game object. The script is enabled. Here the script is enabled. So if I play the game now, with all game objects and script active, all three functions are called. Now I'm going to disable all the scripts. Let's clear the console window, and if I play the game now, all three awake functions are called. Awake is called even when the scripts are disabled. So if I disable the G1 game object and enable the script and clear my console window and play the game, so you can see the awake of G1 is not called. So for awake to be called, the game object should be active. It does not matter if the script is active or not. Now in the G1 game object, let's add the start function also, and we'll say G1 awake here. Sorry, awake. And let's just copy this and say change this to start, and let's say start. So now if I go ahead to Unity and we'll disable G2 and G3. So G1 is enabled. If I play the game, so you can see awake is called first and then start is called. The last difference between awake and start is start can be delayed. So let's see how to delay a start function. To delay a start function, you can convert it into a coroutine. So the return type will be I enumerator. Okay. And before the debug, it will be yield return, wait 4 seconds, and let's say 5F. Semicolon. So it will wait for 5 seconds before returning. Oh, you have to say new wait 4 seconds 5F. Okay, so let's go back to Unity. And if we play the game, so the awake function is called and the start will be called after 5 seconds. So there you go. So these are the major difference between the awake and the start functions. By understanding this, you'll be able to effectively use the start and the awake function. So if you have any other questions, you can leave them in the comment box below. See you in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share.